Listen to me, I need you to hear what I'm about to say. Life is gonna hit you. It's gonna hit you hard. It will knock the wind right out of your chest. It will bring you to your knees. You will find yourself in a place so dark, you think the sun will never shine again. You'll look around and all you'll see is failure. You'll hear voices, maybe even your own, telling you to just quit, to just lay down and let it be over. That moment right there, that's the moment that defines you. It's not the fall that matters, it's what you do when you're on the ground. I've been there, I've been homeless, I've been broke. I've had doors slammed in my face so many times I lost count. I know what it feels like to have nothing but a dream and a whole lot of doubt. But let me tell you something. The darkest hour is always just before the dawn. That moment when you feel like you can't go on, that's the test. The universe is testing you. God is testing you. He wants to see what you're made of. He wants to know if you really want the thing you've been praying for. Giving up is easy. Anybody can do that. But getting back up, that takes a champion. Let's talk about sports for a minute. Think about one of the greatest boxers of all time, George Foreman. Now, everybody knows the champion George Foreman, the guy with the big smile selling his grills. But not everybody knows the story of how he got there. In 1974, he was the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. He was a monster in the ring, a force of nature. Then he went to Africa to fight Muhammad Ali in the Rumble in the Jungle. He was the favorite. Everyone thought he was going to win, and he lost. He got knocked out. That loss broke him. It didn't just break his undefeated record, it broke his spirit. He fought a few more times, but his heart wasn't in it anymore. He lost again. He felt like a failure. In the locker room after a fight, he had a near-death experience that changed his life. He walked away from boxing completely. For 10 years, he wasn't a fighter. He became a preacher. He opened a youth center. People forgot about the boxer. He was a memory. He was done. Finished. But then, something happened. At 38 years old, 10 years after he quit, he needed money to keep his youth center open. He looked at himself. He was overweight. He was out of shape. The world of boxing had moved on. New champions, younger champions, faster champions. But George had a why. His why was those kids. He had a reason bigger than himself. So he made a decision. He decided to come back. Now let's talk business. This story right here will blow your mind. It's about a man named Soichiro Honda. You know that name, right? Honda. The cars, the motorcycles. A giant company known all over the world. But Mr. Honda didn't start at the top. Oh no, he started at the very bottom, with nothing but an idea, and a spirit that refused to be broken. He was a mechanic. He had a dream to make a new kind of piston ring for cars. He worked day and night in a small workshop. He even pawned his wife's jewelry to get money for his project. He was all in. He finished his design and took it to a big company, Toyota. He was so sure they'd love it. And what did they do? They told him no. His piston rings did not meet their standards. He was rejected. All that work, all that sacrifice, for nothing. A lot of people would have quit right there. They would have said, well, I tried, it didn't work out. They would have gone back to being a regular mechanic. But not Soichiro Honda. The rejection didn't stop him. It fueled him. He went back to his workshop. He spent the next 2 years working on his design. He took the feedback. He learned from his failure. He never stopped believing in his idea. Finally, he perfected it. He went back to Toyota. This time, they gave him a contract. This next story is personal. It's about a woman who shows us that the biggest comebacks sometimes happen on the inside. Her name is J.K. Rowling. Today she is one of the most successful authors in history. Harry Potter is a worldwide phenomenon. But before all the magic and the movies, her life was the opposite of a fairy tale. In her late 20s, she felt like the biggest failure she knew. Her marriage had ended. She was a single mother. She was jobless. She was so poor she had to rely on government assistance to survive. She was diagnosed with clinical depression. She found herself in a very dark place. She has said that she even considered ending her own life. That's how much pain she was in. She had a daughter to take care of, and she felt like she had failed her too. She had a dream of being a writer, but from the outside it looked impossible. Who was she? A single mom, no money, no connections. Who would want to read her story? The world was telling her she was a nobody. The circumstances were screaming at her to just quit, to accept her situation and just get by. But there was a story inside her that needed to come out. She had an idea for a story about a boy wizard. That idea became her lifeline. It was the one thing that gave her hope. It was her escape. She wrote in cafes whenever she could get her baby daughter to fall asleep. She poured all her pain, all her hope, all her imagination onto the page. Writing wasn't a hobby, it was a necessity. It kept her going when everything else was falling apart. It took years, but she finally finished the book. She sent her manuscript to 12 different publishing houses, and one by one, they all rejected it. So you've heard these stories. A boxer, a businessman, a writer. They all had one thing in common. They refused to quit. So how do you do it? How do you keep going when you feel like you have nothing left? I'm gonna give you some simple tools. This is your comeback toolkit. First thing, you gotta have a why. Just like George Foreman had his youth center. Your why is your reason. It's the thing that will pull you out of bed when you feel like staying under the covers. It has to be bigger than you. Family, your kids, your community. Find your why and write it down. Look at it every single day. Second tool, celebrate the small wins. When you're trying to climb a huge mountain, you can't just look at the top. You have to look at the next step. Soichiro Honda didn't build a car company overnight. He started with one new piston ring design. J.K. Rowling didn't write 7 books at once. She wrote one chapter, then another. When you make a little bit of progress, you have to celebrate it. Give yourself credit. Did you make one phone call you were scared to make? That's a win. Did you write one page? That's a win. Those small wins build momentum. Third tool, change your relationship with failure. Stop seeing failure as the end. It's not. Failure is a lesson. It's feedback. It's the universe telling you, not that way. Try another way. Let's dig a little deeper into this why thing because it is the most important part. Your why is the fuel for your fire. Without it, you'll run out of gas. A lot of people think their goal is the what. I want to be a millionaire. The why is the reason behind it. Why do you want to be a millionaire? Is it to give your children a life you never had? That's the why. Your why has to be something that hits you in your heart. So here we are, we've talked about some incredible people, we've talked about some simple tools, but now I need to talk directly to you. Right now, I want you to understand something deep in your soul. Giving up is not an option. It's not something you should even consider. It's not in your vocabulary. It's not in your DNA. You were not created to be average. You were not put on this planet to just get by. You were created to be great. You were born with a gift, a unique talent that only you have, and the world is waiting for you to share it. Giving up is robbing the world of your gift. Think about it. What if George Foreman had stayed retired? What if Soichiro Honda had given up after the earthquake? What if J.K. Rowling had put that manuscript in a drawer after the 12th rejection? The world would be a different place. We would have missed out on their greatness. Now what if you give up? What will the world miss out on? What great business will never be built? What amazing art will never be created? What community will never be helped? What family will never be inspired? Your decision to keep going is not just about you, it's about all the lives you are meant to touch. The path will not be easy. I promise you that. There will be tears. There will be pain. There will be moments of doubt so strong they feel like truth. But you have to remember the stories you heard today. Every single person who achieved anything great went through the fire. So I'm asking you today to make a decision, a commitment to yourself. Your victory is just around the corner. Now go get what's yours.